and rising. Woo wonders. Greetings and grand rising, woo wonders. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Wake Up Everybody virtual community, day number 700. We are going to be exploring gratitude to grace. This is Coach Sheryl Glenn, and thank you for rocking with us for 700 days if you've been blessed to do that. And if not, hey, take it from here on and rock with us for the next 700. We promise you transformation and inspiration. Welcome, 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 Facebook. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the conversation. Everyone in Zoom, welcome. Good morning, Grand Rising, Brother Adam. Grand Rising, everyone who's joining me this morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good morning, Coach Sheryl Glenn. How you doing this morning?
Wonderful. Thank you. So good to hear your voice, Brother Adam, always.
You too.
Morning. Awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome for day 7. We're going to be exploring gratitude to grace this morning. So make sure you have your tissues nearby, your water, and if you'd like to take notes, your pen and paper. So thank you for joining us for day number 700 in the Wake Up Everybody virtual community. 700 days we've been rocking out, sharing with you transformational information, inspirational information. Join us. If you haven't joined us for every of the 700 days before now, join us for the next 700. I promise you, it's going to be an amazing ride. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome into the Zoom space. Welcome, Marilyn. Welcome, Phyllis. Good morning, Abimbola. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you for joining me today. We'll be getting started very shortly with gratitude to grace. Good morning, Grand Rising, everyone. We are on day 700. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here today. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful to be with you. Have a wonderful day. If you can't stay for the whole time, but make sure to catch the recording a little later. So I'm letting you know now, this is going to be a rich conversation. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings, Sister Abimbola. Nice to hear your voice. Welcome, Woo Wonders. Welcome, Woo Nation, Woo family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Woo and the new. Anyone new joining us, welcome as well. We're going to get started very shortly. Giving you a chance to land in the space, get yourself comfortable, get your water, have some tissue nearby, have a writing instrument and a piece of paper to write on, or your Woo journal. And yeah, just be open.
Okay, we're just having a little bit of technical difficulties, so bear with me. Thank you for being here. Here we go.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning, we're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
Grand Rising Woo Wonders. Thank you for joining me today. This is Coach Sheryl Glenn, and we are going to be, first of all, I just want to say thank you for 700 days of being with us in the Woo community. Thank you for those of you who've been with us since day one, and thank you for those of you who are just starting your journey of 700 and here and going forth for the next 700. We've been sharing with you transformational information, inspirational information, and so much more. And so what I am intending and what I am speaking over this session this morning is more of the same into the next power, right? So we are in day number 700, and we're going to be talking about gratitude to grace. So first, I want to populate the space with understanding why I'm speaking this topic. I'm speaking this topic because I had an experience last week where my vehicle, my transportation vehicle was came to pick me up, and there was someone else already in the vehicle. And the person was so welcoming and so pleasant. And she said a lot of beautiful things right away, as soon as I got in the vehicle. And I'm like, okay, this is a nice space. And what happened is she was so inspired that I started to, normally before I take off in any vehicle, I say a prayer to myself quietly. But I said the prayer out loud, and the whole vehicle, the driver and the lady that was the person with me, she was like, amen. She said a prayer for gratitude and safety. And the driver, same thing. Everybody was just in a space of gratitude and a space of prayer for protection and safety on the road. And as a result of that, the ride was so amazingly pleasant that even when I arrived to my destination and I couldn't fulfill what I got there for, the place was closed, the person who I was supposed to meet wasn't there, and so forth. And I had to wait quite some time before I could turn back around. But the Creator had given me such a beautiful day. There was nothing to even feel worried about, nervous about, angry about, or anything. I just want to sit out here and enjoy the sun. The only thing I need to do is charge my phone. So I went about my way and finding a Starbucks. Of course, you can charge your phone at Starbucks. So I found me a Starbucks. I put my phone in, and I went throughout the rest of the day until my ride would come, which is about 4 hours later, just sitting out in the sun, just enjoying the day, just people watching, just being at peace. And I have to say that ride, setting the tone for that ride, and everyone being in a prayerful space for that ride, set the tone for the day. And then afterwards, when the ride that came to pick me up took me back, it was also another very, very pleasant ride, very beautiful and very comfortable ride, very attentive people involved. So when I got home the next morning after making my daily prayer, my morning prayer, I started being very thankful and gratitude for that session, that experience. But what I was present to was, wow, I'm really thankful and I'm really filled with gratitude, and I'm humbled by how beautiful the day went all the way through to the night. Because when I got home, my husband met me and he was like, let's just sit outside. Let's go to this little restaurant nearby that's outside. Let's just relax. And we literally just kind of floated through the day in such a high vibration. So again, like I said, when I went the next morning and I was thanking the creator for the day, I thought, why am I thanking it for the day a whole day later? Why did I not really just take a moment and just really be very thankful in that same evening, or even after I arrived at the first destination? And so I started thinking about how the difference between gratitude and thankful, right? And so I was really thankful throughout the day. And I kept saying it was a wonderful day and, wow, amazing, amazing, like that. And just thank you to the creator. But I didn't take time to literally stop and pray and be meditative and be a special one-on-one time with the creator to show appreciation until the next day, because that day was still floating with me. The energy of that day was still with me. So I was just really, really filled with gratitude. So I became present to the fact that there's a difference between gratitude and being thankful. So does anyone have a thought about that? Do you feel that there's a difference between being grateful and being thankful? And if so, do you know what they are? Can you say what you feel the differences are between being grateful and thankful? Anyone?
At this time, we're asking our community members to raise your digital hand so you can come off mute and speak to us. But we'd like you to raise your hand first, if you can. And share, what do you think the difference is between gratitude and being thankful? Okay, we have Adam. Adam, please come off mute and share with us.
Good morning, Woo Nation. I just want to say that the difference between being grateful and being thankful is that when you're grateful, you are totally appreciative of what you have 24/7 and whatnot. Being thankful could be, being thankful for what you receive in the moment. Even though it's a short term, I'm thinking about the difference between grateful and thankful, and I'm complete.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely, Adam. That's absolutely in part of the definition. Thank you so much for bringing that. Does anyone else want to share the difference? I see another raised hand. John, would you ask them to unmute?
Yes, this is our sister Zakia. Could you please come off mute and share with us?
Greetings, family. Thank you, Sheryl, for this question. I've never actually thought about the difference until this moment. And I would be in agreement with Adam to a large degree. Thankfulness is in the moment, I would say, and gratitude is, and thankfulness usually would be for something specific, I think. Whereas gratitude is overall, you're overall thankful for all of whatever your experiences, even the not so good experiences. Grateful for all of them. That's my take on it. Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
I'm complete.
Awesome. So even before I affirm the definitions fully and give you what I understand the definitions to be, I would love to hear someone share, one person, five things that you're thankful for.
We have Rachel currently with a hand raised. Rachel, can you share with us 5 things that you're grateful for? Come off mute and share with us.
Oh yeah, sure, I can definitely, because I think gratefulness is a spiritual mindset. I think I'm grateful for the lessons, right? The things that don't feel so great. I'm grateful for life. And it's a daily thing for me, right? Gratitude. It's not I'm even grateful when I don't receive. So thankfulness is when somebody receives, you say thank you, right? But when I don't receive, I'm still grateful. So when I don't receive, I'm grateful. When doors don't open, I'm grateful. I'm thankful that, for me, being thankful is receiving, and that's pretty hard for me to even be thankful. I don't know if that makes sense. I'll say thank you, but I'm not like super thankful that I received more than what I give, if that makes sense.
It does. It does. It does.
And I'm complete.
And
I don't know if that was 5 things, but yeah, probably not.
Yeah, you mixed it in, grateful and thankful, and I'll take. So thank you for that. So I want to share the understanding that I have of the definitions. So thankfulness is, as was said, is something it can fade away. Like you're thankful, you're happy, you're joyful. It's a sense of relief. It's like when I got to the location, I was thankful. Okay, that was a wonderful ride and I got here safely. Thank you, God. I was thankful. But was I in state of gratitude? No, because what was the next thing going to happen? So thankfulness is more like, what have you done for me lately? Energy, right? So it's definitely something that's a reaction and it's something that can fade, right? But gratitude, just as was said by Rachel, that it's like a state of being. It's like something that stays with you, that I like to say abides with you, that lives with you, that radiates from you, that just is. And it's with whatever is going on, whether it's good or whether it's a challenge, right? So gratitude is a chosen response. It's a chosen response. And it's something, like I said, that is lasting. And it also is expressed in action. Generally, we will do something to express our gratitude, right? So that day, I did the thankfulness and I enjoyed the day, and every step of the way I was thankful. But it wasn't until the next morning that I spent time with the Creator and just being in a space of gratitude and thanks and said prayers and meditation and all of that, right? So that's my action. And that's my action after that day, that lovely day. So great gratitude is going to always have an action, whether it's a meditative action, whether it's a prayerful action, whether it's a service action for someone else. Gratitude always has you doing something because it's kind of a pay it forward energy, right? It's kind of I'm so grateful that I'm going to do this. You're overflowing. It's you're bubbling over with it, right? So that's the energy of gratitude. That's the energy versus thankfulness. So who can share something that they are in gratitude about? You can share 2 things, 3 things, 5 things, whatever is on your heart. I would love to hear things that you're in gratitude about. And you can also think about, and who doesn't have something that's in gratitude, you can share what you're thankful about, but I want you to share the why also. Like, I'm thankful I'm thankful for the sun is rising right now. Why? Because I don't need to have as much light on and you can see my face clearly. I'm thankful for the sun rising because it's a new day and it brings the energy, a fresh energy. I'm thankful for the sun is rising. And there's always a because when I'm thankful. There's always a why, right? Because it's, like I said, it's a sense of relief. It's a sense of something that now is better, or something that didn't happen, or something to that effect. That's the space of thankfulness. And gratitude is that lasting and abiding energy. So, any hands raised?
Yeah, no hands raised yet, but I'm sure they'll be coming. I am expressing gratitude for the 700 days of service of Wu, because it keeps me grounded, keeps my mind stimulated and going. That's what I'm grateful for this morning. Grateful to be a part of this team, this production.
Yes, our own 700 Club. We've heard of the 700 Club in Christian broadcasting system. Well, the Wake Up Everybody virtual system has its own 700 Club. So every time you think 700 Club, I want you to think about what you're thankful for and what you're grateful for, because we've had 700 days to to reflect on that. We've had 700 days to be activated in that. We've had 700 days to be inspired in that. And guess what? With the blessing of the Most High, we'll have 700 more. So if you haven't been here, stay here. Stay tuned. Stay with us.
We have a comment from Facebook, and our sister Kyra says she's grateful to be alive and healthy. My action is working out and eating healthy, taking care of myself.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, Rachel here in the Zoom chat with us says, I'm grateful for life because I have always have it changed.
Apologize for the typo.
Thank you.
So just read it out, Rachel, please.
Yeah, so I said I'm grateful for life because I always have a chance to grow. I always like to, wake up and do something to grow, whether it's workout, whether it's exercise, whether it's meditate, whether it's pray, or whatever it is, to learn, whatever that is for me and what that looks like for me for the day, I always have a chance to do so.
Absolutely. That is absolutely true. So I love, they say that phrase, every day above ground is a good day. Absolutely. You have an opportunity. You have another chance. I love that. Thank you for that.
Another share from Facebook. This comes from Stacy. She says, I'm grateful for the ability to heal myself and others.
Ashe.
I'm grateful for community.
Yes.
I'm grateful for the spirit within me and without.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyone else want to share what they're grateful for? What warms your heart and bubbles over inside of you that you're just so happy that you appreciate always? What is that thing? What things are those? Anyone else? Come on, family. I know y'all are grateful. I know that y'all are filled with gratitude. I know that y'all are thankful. Y'all are part of the Wake Up Everybody virtual community. Y'all are awake. Y'all are moving and grooving, right? So let's hear what you're doing in the world and what you're thankful out of that. Let's hear what you're being with in family and what you're thankful and grateful from in that.
Peace and blessing. This is Teresa. I'm grateful that I have y'all a Wu family who has been very supportive and motivational to me to keep pushing. I'm thankful that I can't give up. I'm thankful for the mindset to keep on pushing no matter what has been presented with me. There's been times when I wanted to just stop and I've stopped and then I'm like, you can't stop. So I'm thankful that I've been given like a extra perseverance, what you call it? How do you say that word?
Perseverance.
Perseverance. That's,
Yes.
unique. And I'm thankful that I didn't realize how awesome that is because I don't know how I made it. I don't even know how I'm here and alive and still pushing and fighting and living and expecting great things that I never even thought about living. So I'm grateful and I'm thankful for just being alive. And I'm complete.
So what I hear in your share, Sister Teresa, thank you so much, is that you're thankful day to day for being alive. Because some days you said, you don't know how you're here, so the thankfulness is in the being alive. So it could be one day you're not so thankful because of what happened, or one day you're stressed, but you're grateful for perseverance through it all, no matter what the challenges. So the gratefulness is the thing that's lasting, and the thankfulness is the thing that's, transient, that comes, that goes, that doesn't always stay. So I see how you're using them together around life and around the Wake Up community and around perseverance. So thank you for that. Thank you for that share. Powerful.
Thank you. We have a few hands raised. The first hand that was up was Andrea Fisher. You took your hand down, but Spirit is telling me to call on you still. So could you please come off mute and share?
Yes, great morning, everyone.
Great morning, sister.
I I think gratitude resonates with me. And what I'm most grateful for and feeling so blessed and honored is having to be part of the founding member of a community garden here in the Far Rockaway area. So to me, land, Mother Nature, being with the earth, Mother Earth, every day I'm getting chills now, but every day I look forward I open the garden, I volunteer to open it. So before I go to work, I'll open the garden. And it really, I know people depend on me going and open the gate and coming in, even if they got to be there for a minute or two or whatever. But just to do that and just to know that I have that ability to go open the gate, get the ambience of the space before I go to work. I'm so, so, so grateful for that. And I guess thankfulness will come in that way too. But oh my God, you don't know how grateful I am.
Yes, but I feel how grateful you are. I feel it. And that's, to me, when you're really in the space of gratitude. And I love that your gratitude is something that you appreciate and that you're also allowed to provide a service as the gatekeeper of that space. So that's just beautiful. It shows the lasting, bubbly, overflowing feeling of appreciation and also the service. So you have that is taken inside of that. So thank you for sharing that gratitude. And I feel it so strongly. And I feel like the garden does so much for you, and just being able to work the land and be in touch with the land, it just really nourishes you and enriches you, and blesses your whole day. And so that just, you don't know how many people you're blessing by being in service to open the garden for others. So wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.
One of my garden members are here on the wall with me, Sister Therese. If she doesn't mind, I say this, but she's always so happy to be in the space.
Beautiful.
So
I was going to say that
yeah,
I'm grateful for the garden, because there's days when I was walking into the garden and I was having a rough day, and to be able to sit in that garden and just, the name of the garden is called Serenity, and to be able to sit in the garden made my life, and to have fresh vegetables made a great difference to me. I'm actually growing a pineapple in my window because of being part of the garden, because I tapped in, to gardening this year, and it's been a wonderful thing. So I was gonna say it after, the next person, but when she called my name, that was an opportunity to speak about it. So the garden is an awesome place, y'all.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love this. I love the gratitude. I can hear it. I can feel the emotion coming up, and that's how you know it's truly gratitude. And Sister Teresa, what is the action that gratitude for the garden has you doing in service, or what behavior have you taken on as a result of that gratitude for the garden? I heard that you said that you're growing a pineapple.
Yeah, well, I grew like fresh vegetables, and fresh like I got a chance to have the taste of having fresh thyme and chive and oregano. And Sister Andrea actually helped me with my garden, because she said that she called the oregano, she said she grows wild. And she telling the truth, is like she put some cardboard around the oregano so it wouldn't take over the garden. But it's like I have had so much oregano, and it does grow wild, but because she put it inside the cardboard, when we planted it, it just stays in one space, but it's growing, like really growing, like it's growing. It's like it's growing outside. Even in the thing, it's like it's spreading out. And so just to walk there, and it's like to see all of that greenery and the beauty of it. And I had different people give me, like she grew some kind of oh man, some kind of scallions that I never had in my life before, but they were the best scallions in the world. And so we share, different ones of us share, part of their garden. So, and the garden is still flourishing. There's people who got bok choy growing in there right now. Someone
Nice.
got a big old cabbage growing in right now. So to actually see, like, I've never seen like actual stuff growing like that. I've seen it when you buy it from the store, but actually experiencing seeing the real stuff growing, it's amazing. And
That's
I'm
one.
grateful to be able to see such an awesome, garden like that. And I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
I just
And
want to
Appreciate
say a
everything.
quick thing before I get off mute. The
yes,
scallion she's talking about, Green Thumb has coined it scallions on steroids. They were so tall and so robust. Yes.
not at that. I love it. I love it that you guys are doing a combination of this. The gratitude that you have is having you do service to the earth. And I'm sure that you're giving, as you said, sharing with others as well. When you have an abundance, you're going to share out of gratitude for the abundance. So that's what I want to be present to. And I thank you for sharing that story about the garden, because it's such a perfect example of when you work the soil, and in your gratitude, you receive and you share it out. So that's the action. That's really the demonstrating of your gratitude. So thank you so much for that share about the garden. It's powerful. Any other hands raised, John?
Yes, we have Sister Abimbola. Could you come off mute and share with us what you're expressing gratitude for this morning?
Blessings. Yes, I have an attitude of gratitude.
Blessing.
And I've been working hard for the last 2 months, almost 3 months, in terms of my swimming and walking, changing my diet and taking control of my life, because I choose life. And yesterday I went to the doctor. I lost 7 pounds.
Amazing.
My A1C is down. My blood pressure was excellent. And I'm just so grateful and humble that all of my hard work has paid off, changing my diet and exercising daily and sticking to the discipline, because it's easy to grab a bag of potato chips, but it's a challenge to grab an apple. And so I've been eating my fruit and I've been doing the right thing. So I give thanks. So attitude of gratitude. So thank you for this opportunity. I'm complete.
Thank you, Mama Abimbola. Thank you so much. Blessing us with what you've done and the results and your gratitude for that. And so to me, your action for your gratitude is your sharing. And then you're also continuing to do what it is that brought you the benefits that you're receiving from making wise choices. That's absolutely a space of gratitude, as was said earlier by Kaisha, I think, how you care for your body and what you put in your body and how you move your body is a demonstration of gratitude for life, gratitude for your health and your wealth. So thank you for that. Thank you so much. Any other shares on gratitude?
Yeah, Sister Teresa would like to share again. Could you please come off, Teresa?
Oh, that was by mistake, but I'm grateful for you, John Carr, because you was a light around us. You and the different woods, but John Carr just has a light. Like we do the woo facilitating training, and he's like a professor there, but like a scholar speaking life into us. And I just want to say I'm grateful for you, John Carr. You're a beautiful soul.
Yes, you are.
Teresa.
I will share before we go. Something that I wake up daily with is gratitude for grace and mercy. God's grace and mercy. I'm not going to just say grace and mercy, right? God's grace and mercy. And the reason why is because I know I'm imperfect. And to get another day to choose to do something different that maybe you didn't do the right the day before is his mercy, right? His mercy on us. And the grace is the blessings that come even when we didn't deserve them, right? So I just, that's what I wanted to share. And that's a mindset that I have because I understand that certain things I didn't deserve when I got them and when I received them, and I am complete.
Thank you. Because that brings forth understanding of that saying that they say, there before the grace of God go I, right? When you see something that, you know, is not favorable or that doesn't work for you, and then you're appreciating and more in gratitude for what is working for you and what you do have. So there's a grace. What I feel too is that there's a grace that we have as a result of seeing something that we're blessed with. And in that grace is when we share with others. In that grace is when we do service for others. In that grace is when we, uplift others. So that to me is how gratitude brings us to grace, right? So if we would, John Carl, can you please share my first slide, please? So thankfulness is the beginning of gratitude, right? But gratitude is the completion of thankfulness. And again, it says thankfulness consists merely of words, but gratitude is shown in acts. And I'm not sure who this wonderful person who said that is, but it resonates so deeply. And it's just what we've been talking about. So think about what acts you do or can do or have done in the space when you're feeling that gratitude, that overflowing gratitude, as was stated by Sister Andrea with the garden. You know, that overflowing, effervescent, bubbly gratitude has her jumping up to go serve again, has her opening that gate, being the gatekeeper for people to enter the garden. And that's just beautiful. So when we're in gratitude, if we're not taking acts, it's like you've been given a gift, right? But you didn't open it. You didn't open it. You just sat with it. So when you look at this picture, I love these pictures of these images of people in the space of gratitude. Who do you think is in gratitude in the picture? And who do you think is in thankfulness? When you look at the picture, what is your thoughts from the look of them?
Oh, I could definitely share.
Yes.
I feel the picture with the water and the sky, that person is complete gratitude. I don't think that's thankfulness. I think it's just like, that's just me, but I could be like looking at it from my scope, right? So I think that wow, it's really rough because it could be two things. This is part of my journey. So I'm thinking the woman that's just embracing the sky and the water, or the man that's doing that is in complete gratitude. I'm thinking that even the little child that knows no better is in gratitude. And you can't really, I don't think you can tell the difference, to be quite honest with you. When I'm looking at it, that would be, but for my scope, I'm like, I see gratitude in that picture, but that's because I'm looking at it from my lens at this point, because that's like grateful for it all. And
it's beautiful. I thought about putting a picture of someone doing an act of service to demonstrate, but I said, you know what? This is the space and the feeling that we have in thankfulness. Is usually, thank you very much. And it's, again, a reaction. But the gratitude is the coming from the heart out. So to me, the two pictures on the bottom are gratitude. And the two pictures on the top are thankfulness. That's just my opinion and my perspective, but I put it up because you can have different perspectives about it, right? But the key to know is that with gratitude, there are actions that you take. Thank you for that, Sister Rachel. Anyone else wanted to share what their reflections is on the pictures?
Yes, hi, this is Teresa. I'm grateful that you are sharing this beautiful picture with us so we could just get, like, especially for me, it's like sometimes you get lost in what's happening, but you don't get lost but you forget about the gratefulness and the thoughtfulness of the goodness. She said the goodness of God. Oh my goodness. That just blessed me, so it's like just, being reminded to be grateful, to being reminded to be thankful, it changes your whole atmosphere. So thank you for, sharing this beautiful picture with us, to get us back, to help us remember, hey, girl, you good, you good, you are good. When you really think about life, you are good, and it doesn't matter what's going on. We really are good because we are here. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm grateful that I could take a deep breath. There was a
Ashe.
time I couldn't even take a breath. So to see that beautiful, that I have eyes even to see this is what's so amazing. And I'm complete.
Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I love that the picture is activating that in you as well. The picture is bringing the energy of thankfulness and great gratitude for you as well. Thank you. Thank you. So, John, would you go to the next slide, please? So again, gratitude, it helps you see what's there, already there for you, instead of what's not there. You're looking at what you have, you're looking at what is, as opposed to what's not, right? Whereas thankfulness is that space of, like I said, what have you done for me lately? It's a sense of relief. It's fleeting. It's thank you, I made it through the day. All right, what's next? How am I going to handle what's next? And so, as I said, gratitude, feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it, or being in a space of gratitude and not putting an act of service behind it is like receiving a present and just leaving it and don't open it. Same. So gratitude is a way in which you choose to be. You're being with what's so. You're being with what's happening and you're grateful for it. And so out of that, generally our hearts are so full, so we go and do something, a service, or we go and pray, or we go and meditate, or we go into a very special space with our source, right? In appreciation. So bear that in mind about gratitude. And now I want to make the definition that I'm using of grace present to the space. So John, if you would get the next slide as well. So grace, and if someone would read the definitions for me. Today I am misplaced my glasses, every pair of them. Neither of them is with me, so I'm pushing through, but I'm asking for your support. I can see it, but you don't want me to squint and read it. Trust.
I can read.
Oh,
Okay. I was about no problem.
Noun, seemingly effortless beauty or charm of movement, form, or proportion. A characteristic of or a quality pleasing for its charm or refinement. Approval or protection given by God. An added period of time allowed before something must be done or paid. A disposition to be generous or helpful, goodwill, mercy, clemency. A favor rendered by one who need not do so, indulgence. Form of description used to address a duke or a duchess. Verb, to do honor or credit to someone or something by one's presence. To be an attractive presence in or on adorn. And I'm complete.
Rachel. So grace has a lot of meanings, but I wanted to get present with what all the meanings are, because the thread that goes through most of these meanings is allowance, right? Allowance. Even the one where the person is gracing you with their presence, they're allowing whatever it is that they bring to be with you. So grace is an allowance for what's so. So for me, when we're grateful, and we do an act of service, we're being graceful, right? We're blessing someone. We're doing something that sort of pays it forward, the blessing. We're blessing someone because we're in a state of receiving that, of having received the blessing. And so we pay it forward, and it's a beautiful quality that pleases the person. It's sharing your approval from the creator that's been given to you with someone else. It's a favor. It demonstrates favor. So it does honor or credit to someone. It's attractive. It's beautiful and sometimes effortless. So it kind of encompasses all of these definitions of grace, the behavior that can come as a result of gratitude, the act, right? So I want to hear what that's opening up for you folks. The gratitude piece, the understanding of gratitude and how it plays out in the world for you and for others with service, and the grace that comes when that service is in play. What's opening up for you? So I'm going to call on someone, since everyone's being really reflective and no hands are raised. I want to call on Sister. Well, I see she doesn't have her mic attached. I'll give her a chance to put her mic attached. But how about Tracy Ann? Just to hear a couple new voices that haven't spoken yet, and then we can also jump in with other voices that have. So, Tracy,
Salam, Sheryl. I'm at work.
greetings.
So I've been listening in and out. What was the question you had before, or you just want us to reflect?
Yes, I want to hear, if anything, what's open for you and gratitude and grace.
You just went in and out when you said what's open for me in gratitude and grace.
But that's the question.
And you're going in and out again. So
Tracy, and mute yourself when Sheryl talks.
Okay, I'll do that. That's a good idea. Okay, I'll do that.
So the question is, what's opening up for you inside of this conversation around gratitude and grace?
So the gratitude part is, as you know, gratefulness and appreciativeness are godlike qualities. So just a reminder to not be concentrating on the things that don't seem to be going the way I think they should go. And for the grace, having grace with myself and not being so hard on myself, and expecting, like, having these unrealistic, like, not saying, I did a good job today to myself. That's a reminder to me, sometimes just concentrating on if this is this way or this is that way, things will be better, but it's not true. It's definitely the way I'm looking at a thing. So just a reminder to not just get caught up in my work day, but also to just enjoy and be grateful for things the way they are. And thank you so much, Sheryl, for this positive class. And you look beautiful. And God bless everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for the comments and definitely the compliment. Yes. If we could really get gratitude over our lives, that gives us also grace for our lives, for ourselves, grace for first for ourselves, grace for others, and understanding and patience, mercy, clemency. All of that is encompassed in when you're in a space of gratitude, and then you do the acts of service. That brings you to the space of grace. It just does. It just works that way. But we're not present to it. No one has ever taught that to us in most cases. But experience, when you reflect on your experiences, you can see, when you reflect on something that you were thankful about, how that opened up a door. And if you continued on and stayed in that space, you can be in gratitude if you stay in that space of thankfulness, right? And in the gratitude, you overflow with it, bubble it out, and share it with someone else. Then that brings you in a space of grace. And of course, that's the beginning of peace and harmony and just joy, lasting joy. Can you imagine having, even in today's world, having lasting joy? What is that about? Gratitude. Find one thing in your life and stay with that. Stay with the space of gratitude with that thing, no matter what. As Sister Rachel said, the challenges, the difficulties, you may be grateful that, say something like you can take a deep breath, like Sister Teresa said, and then you get COVID, right? But that's just a test. That's just a test. Trouble don't last always, right? Trouble don't last all days. Trust me, I had COVID. And yes, breathing deep was a challenge. But I said, my lungs are made for this. So if I practice like anything else, I'll be able to do it. So every day of it, I lifted my arms like Sister Stacy taught me and did the prayer position and came down with deep breathing every day of it. And so my breathing was pretty good. It was challenging because I was also in the most hottest days of the year is when I had COVID. So I could say, well, I loved being able to take a deep breath, but then that would just be a space of thankful because it's fleeting. As soon as it's a challenge, you let it go and you're not thankful anymore. You're like ruminating or focusing on the fact that it's not. And what you focus on, you bring more of into your world, right? Especially with emotion. So if you focus on what you're grateful for, and even when it's a challenge, to still be grateful for that, but stay in that space of gratitude, you're going to receive more of that gratitude and more of the high vibrational aspect of that thing. That's just what happens. Whenever you're in a high energy, high vibrational space, you're gonna attract all the things of abundance that are great, juicy, loving, good. That's just the way it goes. That's just the rules of the world, of the universe, of the multiverse, right? It's just laws of attraction, all of that. So through it all, let's always be in the space of gratitude. Even if you can just find one thing, like the sun has risen. I mean, that always makes me smile every time I get to witness a sunrise or a sunset. I'm so grateful for so many reasons. It feels like fireworks going off inside of me, the level of gratitude. So now I'm realizing that I need to put an action with that. Even if the action is prayer and meditation, I need to put an action with that because that action helps sustain that gratitude. That action helps sustain the gratitude. Other than that, it's thankfulness, which is great, but it's the beginning of gratitude. It's fleeting. So I see some hands raised. And also I want to bring in any comments or questions from Facebook, please.
Yes, Cheryl, there's several comments here in the chat. Most of them was before we got to Grace. Many of them was expressing the gratitude. And now that we're here on Grace, let's see, we have Kyra from Facebook.
John, I'm willing to hear them all. Let's rock out.
Okay, let's go back up. Let's go back up. Let's go back up to where I stopped reading last. And okay, here. Z says, I am grateful for being. I'm grateful for my blessings. Coming from Brendan Nixon in Facebook. Daily grace applied to my life. Stacy Transform Clean. I'm grateful for Shawnee Benton Gibson. From Kyra Harris on Facebook. I'm grateful for my support system, my biological family, my friends who are family, my church family, my Woo family, and my Blue Nile family.
Ashe.
Cheryl Martinez. I am thankful for my daily breaths and waking up this morning. I'm thankful for this journey and all the greatness to come, living my purpose. I'm grateful for being better every day. I give thanks to the ancestors for the guidance.
Thank
From child, we're almost coming to a conclusion here. This is from Stacy again on Facebook. I'm grateful for transformation, my son, for my whole family, my tribe across the globe. So grateful for nature. And let's see. Oh yes, Cheryl, I lied to you. We weren't coming to a close. There were so many more comments there. But you can decide where you want to go from here. I'll pause.
Let's have the raised hands and then we can go back to the comments. But I just want to acknowledge first that it is 7:56. And I know some of you will have to leave to go to work or to go forward in your day. And I am grateful for you being with me to create this conversation today and to just reflect on your gratitude spaces and to be in the space of grace. So thank you. Please come back if you can into our Facebook group and watch the rest of the conversation recording. And my contact information is being dropped in the chat if you're feeling stuck and you need to be activated more in your thankfulness and in your gratitude, or one or the other or both. Feel free to reach out to me, please. Please reach out to me. My contact information is being dropped in the chat as we speak. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate you for joining us in the 700 Club of the Wake Up Everybody virtual community. And so, Don, we can go to the raised hands, please.
Yes, our first raised hands comes from Teresa. Teresa, can you please come off mute and share?
I'm grateful for that word, giving yourself grace, because I never heard that word until I became either with Be the Tree. I just know when I showed up here that I never even used the word. I never gave myself grace. I was very, very hard on myself. So to be able to say, and I use it a lot now, more than ever, that to give myself grace, it's like it changes the whole outlook and how you look at yourself. And it takes away of, like beating yourself up and, being hard on yourself. So I'm thankful for living in that word grace, not just talking about it, but actually giving myself grace. It's like I was giving myself grace about a situation that happened yesterday. And so it just changes, it just shifts you. It just shifts you out of that negative space about yourself or even the situation. And so I was actually saying a prayer. I was like, Lord, give me grace to handle people with grace, like you've given me grace.
Yes.
And so, and I'm like,
that's it right there. That's right there. That's it right there. Yes, because the Creator has given you grace. The thing that your gratitude, that you're in gratitude about, is the grace of the Creator upon you. And so you're being given grace. And that's why it's important, imperative to pass it on. Even if it's giving some charity, give some money to somebody. Part with something that you love, some cash. Part with that bracelet that somebody said, oh, that's so pretty. Give it to them. Part with it, because look at the grace of the Creator upon you. And that person may just need that to feel that grace of the Creator. I feel you, Sister Teresa. And my heart is full when you get it. When what I'm sharing is received. And so I'm in the space of gratitude for the way you shared that back, because that's exactly what it is. It's the grace of God.
It is, y'all. And it's when you want to do the right thing, when you don't want to do the right thing is when the grace comes in, and it's like, Teresa, it's like you have been given so much grace in your life. So, and grace is not just grace, but it's also patient, like being patient with people. That's part of being, having that grace also, and so just understanding that each person is different and just giving them grace. And I'm not saying I got it all together, but that was my prayer when y'all was talking about grace, is like, help me to give people grace. And I had to come on the camera because it just hit me so much when that word came to me about giving people grace. Like, I've been given grace.
Ashe.
And I'm complete, family.
And
I'm grateful for this. Thank you so much. I just want to know.
And if we could all be in that same space all the time, like, how much better would the world be? How much amazing would this world be if we could recognize our grace that's been given to us, and in that, give grace to someone else. My dad used to say, I'm trying to think of how he said the phrase. It's the phrase that says, I looked at the man who had no shoes until I saw the man who had no feet. Something like that. Somebody help me. I know y'all have heard that phrase.
You said it exactly right.
Said it right? Okay. So there before the grace of God go any of us. And the man who has no shoes is grateful for life, right? And the man who has no feet is also grateful for life and what he still can do. Right? And so that's that's the space that I want us to be in. The space of being grateful for what's so with you in your life. And if you just stay at that vibration, if you just work at staying at that vibration, the rest of this stuff will just roll off your back. It will. I promise you. It will. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Teresa, for that. Sister Rachel.
Yeah. I mean, Teresa, Miss Teresa dropped the mic, right? You said it. Offer the grace that you would like, that you want the grace given to you. So something that I do within my gratitude is knowing that if it's grace and mercy, is to offer forgiveness, right? Yeah. Forgiveness for me is a big sign of grace. Like, I'm imperfect. So if I want to be forgiven myself, then how can I not offer somebody forgiveness? Because I'm imperfect, right? And so you dropped the mic. Really, you said it all. And for me, it's just like, it's really important, just not the gifts of grace, just not the conversation of grace, but the forgiveness of grace, which is healing for me, to be in that space and to know that is an act of service as well on our part, and show a action of gratitude. So yeah. Thank you for this, because this is heavy. And even one more thing I want to add. I was on the phone with one of a participant yesterday, and she said to me, my friends don't do this, my family doesn't do this, and you're going over and beyond. And I said, wait, stop, right? I said, I want you to really think about, God is still providing what you need. It may not be for those that you love, right? It might not be from those you expect it from, or from those you give it to, but you will receive.
Yes.
how he feels, how he sees fit. And
Yes.
you know, and that's pretty much it. And she was like, thank you for that. I said, because you have people that are invested with you right now, just because your family is not, because they don't have the understanding, because they've also experienced their traumas and their things. So they can't tap in, you know, the way we can tap in. When you have somebody that has other, but God still said, you deserve to see or meet somebody that has the same, that is as invested as you as figuring this out. And I'm
Ashe.
complete. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing that in. That's absolutely true, that forgiveness is at the root of all of this too. Forgiveness. I remember being in a conversation with my bestie one time when my husband and I had a disagreement, and I was just disagreeable, and I was angry with him. And she pointed out to me that you know, the person needs, you know, you need to love on him a little bit more. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? And she says, you know, the Bible says that the person who you love more on the person who deserves it less. And I was like, what? I don't know. What is, he needs to rise up and do the right thing. And you know how we can get, right? Demanding and what we want. But it's so accurate. And I realized that it's how I'm being. It's always about how I'm being. And how I'm being can change my whole world, can change those around me, can change and radiate out to the community, to my neighborhood, to my community, out to my country, out to my world. It's always that way. So it's always the mirror. Where's my pretty mirror? It's always you in the mirror, right? Can you see my mirror? Michael Jackson had that right. Talking to the man or woman in the mirror. So it's about how you're being that has the impact on your world and others around you. It raises the vibration. It raises the frequency. It raises you up to a space of the natural abundance in the universe. And everybody's always wanting abundance. I need finances. I need this. I need that. I want this. I'm trying to manifest. Be in a space of thankfulness. Grow to the space of gratitude and exhibit service to get grace. There is your space of abundance. You'll be in the flow, the natural flow of the universe. That's what the animals are in those spaces. You don't see the birds walking around complaining that they, you know, oh my God, it's so, these trees are dying. You know, why don't I have a place to nest? They go and they find another place. They'll even nest in the most unlikeliest of places. My mom had a cooler out in her back porch. And one day she opened up the cooler and found there was a whole nest of birds in there. And she was like, how did they get in here? I don't even understand. That's being with what's so, right? There was no trees nearby. And so they needed to do what they needed to do, and they found a way. Look at that. And she had to be graceful with them because she didn't want to disturb it. And I said, Mom, just leave it open. They'll find their way out. And when they're not in the nest, you can move the nest out of your cooler when they're not there, and they'll find it again. So, it's about being with what's so in our world and having an attitude of gratitude. And the attitude of gratitude will increase your altitude, right? Your altitude is how high you are, right? How high you vibrating, how high you're thinking, how high things are that are coming into your world, into your space. You want the low vibrational things or you want the high vibrational things, right? The attitude of gratitude will bring it. Will bring it, right? So I see there's another hand raised. Let's hear from Sister Veronica.
Good morning. Good morning, all. I got up late and I feel like I've just been sitting in prayer. This is feeling like my morning devotion. It is so wonderful. And when you asked about the word grace and mercy, it feels like God put a tent over me, that I'm covered, even no matter where I am. That tent follows me, because there's grace and there's mercy, there's a protection. And I am so, so, so grateful just to hear your voice this morning. It's been such a blessing. Thank you much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. And I'm complete.
And I'm filled with gratitude for you, Sister Veronica. You always make me smile just thinking of you and your gifts and talents, your demeanor. So thank you. Thank you. And John, if we could go to the next slide, please.
Definitely happy to support you here, Sister Sheryl. I want to tell you, delivering this message with so much grace, it is automatically felt. You know, I can visualize every description you give us of, and forgive me, I have a little bit of technical difficulties here before I get the slide.
No worries.
I can visualize every description that you shared with us to represent gratitude and grace. You know, having more clear example of what it looks like is what you shared with us this morning. And it's so smooth, so graceful. I love it, I love it.
Thank you.
Definitely connected. Connected, but having a little challenges here. Let me try one more time to do that.
So I'm grateful for you, John, and you, Sister Kinyofu, for being my admins today and having the energy that is okay with what's so. And even with the technical challenges, it's okay. I'm very grateful because I'm clear that it's not me who's driving this conversation. It's the creator inspiring it, and it's flowing out to everyone, and they're receiving it in the highest vibration. And my ultimate goal was to make sure that we are vibrating at a high frequency for today, that we are in our highest source, in our higher selves, and that we are, expressing our gratitude, and that we go through the day with that energy, and that we go through the rest of the week with that energy. And that if the creator wills, that we can even start next week with that same energy. So that's really what it's all about. So this week's in Woo, we've been talking about rituals, and rituals really a practice, if you really want to break it down, right? So the daily practice of gratitude is amazing. And I wanted to give you a daily practice, right? It says here by Doris Day. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her. She's an actress from like the 50s and the 60s. And the one who sang that, "Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be." So that's one, Google it. You can Google it if you don't know it, and forgive my voice. But Doris
It was
Day,
amazing.
such a high spirit, right? Such a high spirit. Thank you. Doris Day is such a high spirit energy. Whenever I think of her, there's always a smile on her face. And it actually turned out that she was very much like the roles that she portrayed. She did a lot for animals in her whole life, and she dedicated a space for where she lived. It was dedicated to people just coming to stay with her. I mean, she was an amazing person. So what she says is gratitude is riches and complaint is poverty. So I'm offering you guys a practice that you can practice going forward. And I want you to try it out today. I want to have someone try this out, right? And this adjusts your attitude and increase your altitude. So for every time you have a complaint that you think of or that you speak on, say the complaint, but then say 5 things that you're either thankful for or that you have gratitude for every complaint. So you can't say a second complaint until you said the 5 things. Then the next complaint, if you have another complaint, then say 5 more things. And if you have a third complaint, then say 5 more things that you were thankful or grateful for. I guarantee you it will cancel out what you have a complaint about. I guarantee you. It'll shift the energy. It'll raise you back up to the high vibration. It'll put you back in a space of gratitude and grace. Anyone want to try it? Who's willing to try it out? I see some raised hands.
I will.
Okay. John, you want to call on someone of the raised hands?
Sure. I'm not sure what was the order of the hands, but Veronica, your hand is first one up. Are you have a share for us again? Sister Veronica? Maybe the hand was up from the previous time when she spoke. So let's call on Sister Catherine. Unmute and share with us.
Grace and peace, community. Coach Sister Sheryl, I wanted to include a story I just heard yesterday from Cory Booker. I don't know if any of you have been seeing Cory Booker on Facebook, but from what you shared, Sheryl, the story was about a husband and a wife, and the wife had a chest under the bed. So the wife took ill later on in life. She was old, and they had a life together, and she got old, and she was gonna leave the planet, and she told her husband to get the chest from under the bed, and in the chest was $95,000 or $75,000, I don't remember, and 2 crochet dolls. And she explained to the husband that she was told early in her marriage that whenever she got angry or had resentment toward her husband, to put that energy toward her gifting. And she was gifted as an artist to crochet. And so the husband said, I don't understand. No, he smiled and said, there's only 2 dolls in here. And he smiled and thought that, she never got angry with him. So he said, well, where'd the money come from? She said, it came from all the dolls that I made when I was annoyed with you. And that story, OMG. I was cleaning out my email, and I found something my husband wrote before he passed about us, and he was not happy with me about something. He never told me. And that's just the way he was. And the whole thing wasn't that he wasn't happy with me, but the question he posed was, what can I do to make her happy? And so, I had to wrestle with that, because I was holding on to wonderful feelings for him, and to keep pressing on. And then I saw that story on Facebook yesterday. So today, to me, this is confirmation of how powerful grace is and how powerful gratitude is. So that I want to give that story to you, beloved, and look forward to all the money you can leave your husband. Peace and blessings, family. Thank you for letting me share. With that, I'm complete.
I love that story. Thank you. Thank you. I love that story. That's a definite way to be with what's so, be in a space of gratitude, and to take an action. And though that action is healing and giving yourself the grace, it can also be a blessing to others. I love that story because it demonstrates the grace that the husband had, that the wife in the story who was making knitting the clothing, knitting the dolls, had with the husband. Just the grace to be able to take that energy that wasn't high vibrational and shift it into something else, right? And then to be able to actually turn that into income Powerful, powerful, powerful. So I'm sure that that was blessing a lot of people with the energy that she put into those dolls, and the grace that your husband had with you to take it in upon himself, as I said, and be with how he's being, and how he wants to spread high vibration. If you want high vibration coming back, then first, you want high frequency energy, loving, nurturing, kindness, caring to come back to you, then be it first. That's being with what's so. That's being in the space of grace as well. So thank you for bringing that conversation, Sister Sweetness. And I see, John, we can take one more hand, and then I want to add in the last slide. And then I would love, I hope, Sister Rukia, if you would be willing to do this practice that I suggested, which is try out one complaint and then give 5 things you're grateful for or thankful for.
I can do that. Good morning, grace and peace, everyone. Greetings.
Peace.
Okay, so my complaint is I have to go clean out my apartment. It's got a lot of stuff in there, and I'm tired, and I don't really want to do it. But what I'm grateful for is just that I have an apartment to clean out. I'm grateful that with my glasses, for when since I was 2, I can see 20/20. I'm grateful that I woke up this morning.
Yes.
Do more. I'm grateful that I have you in my life who started a lot of things together, and we're still growing strong. I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful that my granddaughter is turning 2 today.
Happy birthday, granddaughter.
Yes, yes.
Nice.
I'm probably gonna pass 5. I could just go on. And I'm grateful that I'm able to move, even though I have other medical things. I'm great. I don't have to take medicine. I'm grateful. And I just wanted to add one thing, if you don't mind. I remember when my children were small, I was listening to oh my God, Maya Angelou, and she had said to get a grateful journal. So every day before my kids would leave out, I would have them write 3 things that they were grateful for. And when anyone would come past my door to shift whatever energy that was going on, they would have to write in this book 3 things that they were grateful for. And sometimes it would be just waking up, but consistently how beautiful that was. And coming into the door, it just set a tone for the energy that came into my home. I just wanted to add that. And I'm going to get back to that because I just moved to a new home and I'm going to incorporate that. Thank you. I'm complete.
I love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Sister Rukia. How do you feel now about the thing that you were, because I don't even remember it, the thing that you were complaining about? How do you feel now about it?
It's not even important. Not even important. It's a blessing and it's a blessing and a beautiful thing to go there and do it with that energy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you.
Sure.
And I just want us to be present to that, as a practice. With one complaint, give 5 things you're grateful or thankful for every time, even in your thoughts, even in your journals, even when you're having a conversation, when you're having what do they call it? When you're ranting and raving with a friend, when you're venting, that's the word. When you're venting with a friend, all right, you can go ahead and complain about that thing, but make sure to add 5 things that you're grateful for. Then you complain about the next thing, 5 things that I guarantee you, it wipes them away. It wipes them away. We just saw it. Anyone else want to try it?
We have another hand raised. Noel Phillips, could you please come off mute and share with us?
Sure. Good morning. It's funny that this was brought up. I caught myself complaining for like weeks. I was giving a new position at my job, but it was kind of like it was low. It was given to me low vibrational, how it was explained. So for weeks, I was like, oh, I was like gnawing, like, oh, I can't believe this. How did they think I'm not good enough? I'm not good for my position. What's going on? And I was like, I had to take a moment last week to just say, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful I still have a job in a field, in my field that I have a degree in. I get a new challenge, try new things. I mean, it's just a good salary bump. Not to put my business out there. um, it was several things. I'm trying some new things out. I'm working with new people. I don't have to take the stairs or the elevator, which is great. Two more. Um, I'm inside of an office, and I'm near all the action is happening. So I had to like take all that in. I was like, wait, okay, this is good. And then all of a sudden, like by Tuesday, I was just all of that I was pent up about just melted away, and it felt so good. It was just amazing. So it's just funny that everything happens for a reason. It's this came up, so I'm complete.
Thank you. And I counted 8 things. I don't know what you left a couple of them out. You just, I counted 8 things and you just rattled them off real easily. So wonderful. That's powerful. And it's so powerful that it works, that it does melt away whatever the complaint is. When you look at what's there, when you look at what's so, because that's what gratitude is, being with what is and being an appreciation of it. It's a chosen response. It's a way that you're being, that you've chosen to be. Just remember to take an action behind it. And if that action is just sitting and meditating in appreciation, that action is spending time with the source that gave you the grace, that gave you the thing you're grateful for, that's good. That action can also be an act of service, like I mentioned, giving something away that you love, holding the door for someone, smiling at someone whose face is twisted up. All of that is service. All of that is an overflow of the gratitude and spreading it out. That's the grace. That's the grace. Any more comments? Any other raised hands? Any other questions on Facebook? What we got, John?
Yeah, there's several things. I mispronounce, I believe it's Nole. I mispronounce her name. I want to hear the correct pronunciation because I know.
Noel.
Say it again, please.
Noel, like the Christmas carol. Noel. Yes.
Okay, I wasn't that far off. Thank you so much for your response.
No problem.
Let's see. Where do we want to go from here? There are several comments in the chat.
Z said she wanted to say something, John. She didn't raise her hand, so I'm shouting out.
Teresa's vibing with me this morning. Thank you so much, Teresa. There's a lot of beautiful energy flowing through me this morning. I'm so connected to your message, Sheryl, and the way you presented it is what impacted me most. The energy in which you presented it, and the grace, the constant flow and it vibration that we're feeling, that I'm feeling. I know there are other people feeling this too. Some people may not be able to explain that, but you surely feel that rising of energy within your spirit. And in saying that, Adam is here to share something with us. So Adam, come off mute and share with us.
Sure, Jean Carl. I just want to say, Coach Sheryl, this was a bit of a presentation, and I just want to say that the more we complain, the more that we oppress ourselves. And when we oppress ourselves, we give other people a permission to oppress us in the process, versus looking at what we already have in front of us and showing gratitude, which will erase the negative energy. and whatnot. So I just want to say I'm thank you for this great presentation, and I'm complete, Coach Sheryl.
Thank you, Brother Adam. I appreciate it. That's absolutely true. In our complaints, we are oppressing ourselves, and we're focusing on what's not, or what's not flowing in the way that we would desire it to be. And that's oppression. So yeah, thank you for that. Absolutely. Absolutely. What else do we have? Any other comments and questions or feedback? John Call?
Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot here in the chat. I was here trying to read this message, came from Jennifer. Jennifer, would you like to come off mute and share your message in your own voice that you put in the chat?
Sure. Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sheryl. It's great to see you. I'm grateful for you, Coach Sheryl. So,
Yeah.
I am a huge believer in gratitude practice. I was introduced to this like a few years ago. And, one thing that I usually, like when I practice it consistently, finding 3 things that I'm grateful for before I go to bed at night. Like I find that generally, like I wake up feeling way better. And so and also I find with the gratitude practice, like once you start finding, just like how it was, how we heard and saw today, like when you start looking for like things that you're grateful for, then like it just keeps growing, so I posted in the chat that like I know that I have a high propensity, I have a high tendency towards seeing things in a negative way, right? And so when I find that like something is off, like it sits in me, and it festers, and so the person who ends up like feeling terrible is me. So like I always feel like I need to get it out, and so and I don't want to be complaining. So like usually what I say is so and so, something is happening, like this guy just crossed the lanes and he ran the light right in front of me. I don't want to complain about it though. So but I feel like I need to say something because like it's not safe, and like it puts people at risk. What I love about this is that like, once I get it out, like I don't have to like feel so bad about, complaining about something, and instead, like finding 5 things that I could be grateful for. Then, like it just like it takes everything. Not only am I like happy to get the complaint out of my system, but then also like I just feel better, and like like overall, like, and I'm like looking for evidence how things are working out, and it really creates for like a positive environment. I'm complete.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I love that you highlighted that, you didn't want to get out the thing that was the complaint, because you know that that's putting that out there and that can bring it back, but you cancel it out with the 5 high frequency. So you can get it out so it's out of your body, out of your energy space. Don't spend too much time on it, but then go right to the things that you're grateful for, and it will absolutely cancel that out. And I can imagine how that must be on the road with people cutting you off and driving, tailgating and different things that people do. How you will want to complain. And yeah, just everything teaches us, and everything is a reminder for us with how to be. So even looking at this guy is tailgating or he cut me off, it's a reminder for me to be more mindful on the road and make sure that I'm not cutting anyone off, or make sure that I'm fully present while I'm on the road. Just whatever it is, use it in your favor, instead of energizing the negative thing in that regard. So that's also a support to help you then shift off into the, okay, 5 things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that I can drive. I'm grateful that I can see. I'm grateful to get to my destination and, peacefully, whatever it is. So thank you for that, because I know people who I think are amazing people until I get in the car with them and they got road rage. And I'm like, who is this? Where's the person that was just, so thankful and praiseful of everything else? Like, so yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for that. I think I saw another hand, or John, you can take it from here.
Yes, the memo
There's
hand.
more comments to share. And if not, I am really grateful for everyone co-creating this conversation with me, sharing your stories, sharing your gratitude, sharing my time. And I want you to always think that we are the 700 Club, right? We are the 700 Club of gratitude. We are in the space of gratitude and grace. We just want to stay in that space, and especially throughout every time we come to Woo. Just be in a space of gratitude and you will always receive, and making sure that you do an act in the gratitude space. Thank you. And I'll close with the last two comments from Rachel and Catherine. And in the meantime, I thank you. And I am filled with so much gratitude for sharing in this conversation with you. And thank you for joining me in this Your Bliss Zone conversation, which is the name of my business, because I'm all about bringing you whatever can help you to get into your bliss zone, which is your higher vibration, your higher self, and your space of peace and centeredness. So John,
Yeah.
hands and then close out.
So what I wanted to say was these conversations are very fulfilling for me because I get to hear different voices and perspectives, and all of it I feel as though it reflects who I am and who I'm showing up in the world. So it's just very confirming. So when Veronica, what stood out for me was when she said the tent being covered, I was just like, oh, that felt so comforting, right? To know that I'm operating in a certain way, and then to hear a confirming response is just amazing. And I'm so grateful that this conversation was so aligned.
Ashe. Okay. Yes. Thank you very much. I feel that too. I feel that covering. And that's the covering that gratitude and grace, forgiveness, all of these powerful, powerful parts that are parts of the Creator. When we're vibing in them, we're unstoppable. Thank you.
Shall I go?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, just two quick things. Well, I don't know if it's quick. So yesterday, Felicia Rashad was on Facebook as well, but it looked like an old thing that she had said. However, she shared that she lives by the, I don't know if it's a mantra. I don't know the word she used for it, but she said that her mother taught her that the universe has no ill toward her and she has no ill toward the universe, which led me to, I wanted to jump back on here and share how someone's kindness can lead to us being kind, us extending gratitude and grace to other people. In the laundromat, I went to wash my clothes before I left New York, and so there you must use a card, not coins, and so I didn't want to purchase a card. So I asked the lady, can I put money on her card? And she said, you don't have to put money on my card, but you can use the card. And so I thought she didn't understand what I was saying. And she said, no, you just use the card. And I felt so covered from that. And then I had extra powder that I was cleaning my clothes with. And then I looked around and saw who I could leave that with, because she didn't use that powder. She wouldn't take it. I don't know if she used it. She just wouldn't take it. So I gave it to someone else. And I thought to start the day off with that love and covering could only propel me to extend more grace and extend more gratitude and have more gratitude. So I'm saying that also and thinking of how sometimes we block people from extending to us something, not so much that we're deserving of, but something that they want to do. They want to extend kindness to you or generosity, whatever the word you want to use. And sometimes we don't allow them to do that. So with that, I'm complete.
Thank you. That's absolutely accurate and true. And even when I think about women and how we get compliments and we say, well, this whole thing, oh, I just bought this for $1.99, instead of just receiving it. So it's the same. It's the same. Receive what is being given to you. And if you don't need it, and pay it forward, period. Whether you need it, don't need it, or whatever, find something else to give like you did. I love that. That's a beautiful, beautiful example, beautiful story. And yeah, I love that the woman didn't want to pay her for using her card. Like, she was like, I'm good. And she was able to be graceful out of her being with the gratitude for being able to take care of her own stuff. She extended the grace to you. She extended it to you as a service in grace. And so be in gratitude, give service, and be graceful, and go forth. And go forth. And life is better. Life is a joy. You can actually walk in your bliss zone. And I'm going to stand for that. So my offer today is for anyone who is feeling this conversation, but not yet seeing it in their life, not yet living this conversation. I want to support you to raise your frequency and vibration, to have an attitude of gratitude. So I'm offering you a 30-minute complimentary consultation and a gratitude-centered essential oil roll-on to sort of lift you up in there. And so if anyone is feeling that person is them, I want the first one to answer this question. What is the difference between thankfulness and gratitude? Between being thankful and being in gratitude. And that is open to whoever is in Facebook, who's ever on Zoom. Answer the question. And you can do it by sending me an email. And then one woo wonder who needs this. Now, if you are already demonstrating that you get this conversation and that you have taken on that you can do this challenge, this daily practice of adding in the compliments whenever you want to, adding in the gratitude whenever you want to have a complaint, right? If you can take that on and you're ready, this is not for you. This is for someone who has questions, doesn't understand, is not ready, doesn't get it. Please leave space for them. Be graceful and allow them to get this blessing. Thank you. And John, we can go to the next slide because I am complete. And I thank you all so much again for being with me today in day number 700 in the Wake Up Everybody virtual community. You are wonders and you are wonderful. And I'm grateful for you all the time. I'm grateful for Wu, grateful for Shani, grateful for the Most High inspiring her to know exactly what we needed and exactly when. So if you want to reach out to me, you can follow me on Facebook, like my page, please like my business page, Your Bliss Zone. And on Instagram, @Your Bliss Zone. You can follow me. I promise I'm going to be more active going forward because I haven't really been. I got to up my social media game, but I am on there. And those who are interested, the one who wants to receive the blessing of the offering that I offered, my email is yourblisszone@gmail.com. And for anything that I create, any consultations, any coaching that I do, you can look at my Linktree page. I make butters, scrubs, and soaps. And I also make jewelry. And you can find my Linktree page and find everything that I offer there. It's linktr.ee/my name, Sheryl with an S, SHERYLGLENN. And thank you again. I am complete.
Thank you so very much, Sheryl, for that. I also want to acknowledge that your special offer will be redeemed by email. The participant who want to accept your offer can send an email and you will respond to them there. Okay, now for the love offering and donations. Coach Sheryl has blessed us this morning with such wonderful and beautiful energy, puts us in such a place where we can now manifest, because it's from this place that you can manifest the life you desire with gratitude in your heart. So with gratitude in your heart, we ask that you send your energy. My own natural energy yields. It multiplies when it's given and shared with gratitude. And you can do so by Zelle or QuickPay by using the email soulleadershipdevelopment@gmail.com, or you can do so by Cash App, $ Spirit of a Woman. And the hyperlink you see here have been posted in the chat, so you can do that right now. And you can use the code 700 SLG. 700 SLG. And we want to thank you in advance for your donations and your love offerings. And for those of you who want to commit to giving us a monthly love offering and donation, we have that hyperlink in the chat also, where you can click on it and you can send a donation of $25, $55, $75, up to $100. And we thank you in advance also for your generous donation. And coming up next, we have Sister Veronica. Her topic is currently a mystery. We will hear it either on that day or just before that day. We'll hear
John Carl.
Yes.
Her topic is the fabrics of life, the fabrics of our lives.
Oh, it's not quite a mystery. The fabric of our life. And we know that our Sister Veronica is a quilter. So that's going to be a very interesting and I'm sure creative topic. So join us on Sunday, October 23rd for Sister Veronica, the fabrics of our life. Woo Nation, welcome all newcomers. So if you're new, I want you to post in the chat right now that you're new. If you're here for the first month, your first week, if today is your first day, share in the chat with us that you're new, and our community will welcome you with open arms and shower you with love. If you're in the Zoom chat or in the Facebook community, please let us know. And here's our schedule for all newbies. We're here 5 days a week, Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and Monday and Wednesdays for short but yet juicy conversations from 7 to 7:30 a.m. We're always streaming live on Facebook. And you'll never miss a session if you sign up for Woo Alerts. That is when you text Woo Nation to the number 74121. Text Woo Nation to 74121, and you'll never miss a session. Visit our swag store, bit.ly/Woo Swag. Check out our swag today. You can get your mugs, your water bottles, your tote bags, sweatshirts and t-shirts and such. And check us out. We want to see you in the streets rocking our Woo swag. Represent this wonderful and uplifting community. And thank you. Several other ways to stay in touch. You can register with us, bit.ly/Wake Up Movement, or you can find us on Facebook, bit.ly/Woo Community. That's for a private page. And for our public page, bit.ly/Woo Nation. Join the 700 Club. You can do so on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual. You can find us on YouTube, bit.ly/on YouTube, or you can email us directly, info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. And it's a very special announcement here for you. If you're interested in joining our Wake Up Everybody volunteer team, we ask that you reach out. Put your talents and abilities to good use. And this is a wonderful place to do so and grow in the event of volunteering. You're around positive and high-spirited people, that tends to rub off. So come and join us and volunteer on a volunteer team. The email address again is info.wakeupseries@gmail.com, and one of our members would reach out to you. So thank you so much for the session today, Sheryl. And now is where we go on gallery mode and come off mute, and our community bless you and shower you with love and gratitude.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Sister
thank
Thank you,
Cheryl.
beloved. Thank you.
Yay,
Thank you.
Thank you for
Pastor
all
Cheryl.
the
Thank you
great
so
Thank you
much.
so much. Love you
Grateful
much.
for your love,
Cheryl.
grateful for your
love.
Was an amazing
message,
section.
Thank you,
grateful
You
Family,
are,
for
we rocked
you
this
are
today with
this
so much
blessed.
practice.
love and
Thank you, thank
understanding.
you, thank you.
I'm grateful, grateful,
Today
grateful.
was an
Thank
absolute
Truly
It
grateful.
was
Thank you.
and
Thank you. Thank
awesome.
you.
prayer.
And
I am
congratulations,
grateful for
sister.
the things
Thank you, our sister.
you have
Beautiful.
done.
Thank you.
you are such a light.
I
We
am
love you.
grateful for the gift of all my friends.
Thank you.
I'm
Yes.
so
Thank you,
grateful.
sister.
I am grateful.
It was a wonderful
I
day.
am
Wonderful, wonderful,
grateful.
wonderful.
Smooth for
So
everybody, and I love y'all.
grateful.
Thank
Love you.
you,
Love you.
Adam. We love you.
Grateful for you.
Thank you,
I'm
sister.
grateful.
We
I'm
grateful.
grateful. I'm grateful.